Also heute Abendessen, Muschel.
Spätzle, Brot und Muschel.
Soup.
Put this away.
So?
Ja, genau.
Really?
Because you're bigger than me, that's why.
Okay, let's see.
Ich glaube, wir müssen tauschen.
Wow.
Wir müssen, glaube ich, tauschen.
Willst du?
Dass ich dort sitze und du hier. Ja.
So, wir haben ein Abendessen and we want to talk about German history and I already talked.
And Korean history too.
Yeah, because I already talked with her about it and it was really interesting to listen her thought. For example, in Korea, the image of Germany is really good.
Really?
Because they apologize well.
Germany?
Yeah.
When?
Apologize well about
Money.
what they did. Yeah.
Really? The only thing I know is
compared to that country, you know what I mean?
The thing is, what I know is that Germany, after losing the Second World War, I mean, just that you know, we lost every World War. No, after losing Second World War, Germany paid a lot to other countries.
Which country? Poland.
To America, to Russia. We paid like all, because we lost, so we need to pay to all countries. And that's why Germany was, in the end of Second World War, like a really poor country. We had no food and no man, just women.
Even because of war.
The thing is, after Second World War, Germany lost, and like in general, Germany was destroyed. Yeah. All the big cities were destroyed because of bombs and everything. Yeah. And all the men died or were in prison or in other countries. And in Germany, the only people who survived, and the majority at that time, were women. Okay. And in general, all the women built Germany to his origin back. Yeah.
Rebuild.
We have even a special name for the women. They are called Trümmerfrauen.
Trümmerfrau. Tower lady. Oder nicht?
Nicht tower. It's more like Trümmer is like when you destroy a house and there's like
ruin.
Yeah, exactly. This kind of woman, and they built up Germany again. You can ask me what I know about Korean history.
You can talk about the YouTuber you watch from one YouTuber, the German YouTuber in Korea. I
saw that there's a museum in Korea, near Incheon. That there is like you can see the history from, because I know that Korea was under Japanese control. Yeah. For I think 30 years. And there's a museum that shows that history and about the woman who was brought to military camp. She was Korean and she was brought to military camp to serve the men there. Yeah. And there was like a Japanese military camp. And I hear that in the I don't know how to say it in a kind way, but the Japanese people took like everything from Korea, like the woman, they put them into slavery. I even read in a book that they made like human tests on them, and what I read was really horrible because they even did like a live human test. I don't know how to say it, but they made tests on human and they were still alive. When I read that in the book, I was about to cry. It was really hard. I can't believe how humans can be like that.
But before you didn't know.
The thing is, in Germany, we have like history class. Yeah. But the only thing we really learn is the First World War and the Second World War and the role of Germany. Like that we did, like that was our fault, and it's, I don't know how to say it, but it's really like from the 4th grade, I guess, because the earlier grade are too young. But from the 4th grade till the last grade, I had like 12.
But you don't
learn every year the same in history. That Germany, it's Germans' fault. That Germany lost. That what we did bad. And we even go to trips like Auschwitz. Yeah. That we see the bad things, and I don't know, but in our history class, they really want to make us like regret our past. Like every year, the history class remind us like what did Germany wrong, that we regret that,
Yeah.
that something like this should never happen again. We need to be more kind. We need to
Okay.
really every year.
But you don't learn something. I mean, before that World War II, you don't learn about it.
We learn World War One.
I mean, before really medieval time.
No, the thing is, when you are in the when you're younger, you learn a little bit about the really early history, like when there are still knights and princes and all these things.
Okay.
You learn a little bit about the Greek history, like about
Greek. Why?
Rome.
Ancient, more ancient.
Yeah. But really less.
Okay.
I mean, it's really like that like you learn this, for example, in 1 year, a few hours.
Wow.
And the rest of the history class in your entire life will be about First and Second World War.
Wow.
It's really like the majority of a topic. So in general, all the exams are every year the same topic.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why in the beginning, when you are bad in the exam, okay. But in the end, you should be good because it's every time the same. And
wow.
It's really like, I don't know, but they really focus on German history. For example, about Korea history, I never really learned.
Of course. It's just about world history.
Yeah. It's more like...
small parts of world history.
No, but I don't know how to say it, but I had a presentation about that. That's why I knew more than others about it, maybe. But in general, you just really learn about the Europe states or the countries around Germany. You don't really learn about China.
Really far.
I found everything out about China or Korean history, Japanese history about myself.
And what do people think about it? Or what do you think about this this education?
What do you mean education?
I mean, it's really focused on
So on our history
and how I'm curious to how people think, how people think with this education. You know what I mean?
The thing is, it's totally understandable because the World War II, it's not like it's really the earliest big thing that happened. You know what I mean?
It's tragic thing.
It's really tragic, and Germany's really like in the middle of it, and it's I don't know. I mean, it's totally understandable that no one wants that, like that this shouldn't happen again. And I mean, my grandma was still alive in this time.
Oh yeah.
And she always told me like how her childhood was. And when she told me about Second World War, she was always crying. It was really hard time for her explaining. She always told me that they were escaping from one place to the other place.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really hard. That's why I understand why in history class this is like really big topic, because there are still people who are alive and they experience that time. And
But I heard that some people, your generation, but how can I say, you pay a lot of money to other country or accept a lot of refugees as an apology. It's not official, but...
No, it's not like apology. It's more like that people worry that if we wouldn't do that, that they would say, oh, it's Germany, and because of that history, they will judge us. That's what I think.
Because of history. But some people, like some young people, think it's too... I mean, you are not the one who did that. But your text goes to these things. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The thing is, I totally understand. I mean, I personally didn't like. I was not involved with it, but
you are the one who have to be burdened.
Of course, you feel not good about that, but I personally understand. I mean, of course, it's not my fault, but I still feel sorry for other countries about that, because I was born here, and it's not like it's as if I would give the fault to myself. I mean, the thing is, what I personally think is, if I would have lived in that in that past, could I have changed something? Because I already know the answer. Me as a lone person, I couldn't have changed anything. And who knows, maybe we would have followed the orders because we would be too scared to die.
I know what you mean, yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine how...
If you don't do it, you would die.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I think in the past there were so many people who think that was not right, but they couldn't do anything because they were too scared to do something and to die.
They just followed order.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I personally think that there is no person in this world who is like evil or was born evil. I just think they have different point of view. I don't know. I can't believe that humans. No, I can't believe that. I mean, no baby was born evil. You know what I mean? I think they have just different point of view. They were teach different. I don't know.
It comes up to bad result.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's really hard. It's really easy to blame someone who did that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you died or your family died.
I don't know, but my grandma once told me that when she was, because in the past there were like the Jewish people, they were killed.
Yeah.
And my grandma told me once that when she was young, she had a friend. She was Jewish.
Oh,
I don't know how to say it in English. And the military, like some soldiers
in Germany or here?
I don't know anymore. I think, no, the thing is they were from Germany, but they lived in Russia, and after that, when the World War happened, they would need to escape from Russia. So they lived like everywhere. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean your grandma?
My grandma.
Okay.
And she told me like, oh, she had a friend, and she was Jewish. Jewish. And and they hide in their place. Oh, that was really horrible. When she told me that, she was crying.
Oh,
and she told me like they came in, and the mom told them like, oh, hide, run away.
See.
And they saw how the mom was killed.
Really?
It was really hard. And my grandma ran away with the baby and her friend, and the soldiers were following her. And the soldier took the baby and killed and threw away and killed then my grandma's friend.
Really?
It was really hard, and every time my grandma told that, she was crying. It was really hard.
I never heard. Wow. You never told me that.
Yeah, it's really, because it's a sad story.
Wow. I mean, yeah. Yeah, but, it's really, wow.
But that's why you need to be really grateful for the life you have.
Oh my god.
Oh, I want to cry now. It's really sad story. I don't know, but yeah.
Speechless.
History is not that good.
Yeah, it's not that good.
I don't know, your grandparents, do they have like some... I mean, I don't want to say they're old, but they're old. They're old, yeah. But do they have some... did they experience these things? Like...
I don't know, but my grandpa was at war. I don't know. I'm not sure.
But I don't know how old your grandparents are, but I know that Korea was 30 like in. Your grandparents were at that time young kids, or do they have like bad memories about that?
Well, I don't know. I don't talk.
You never asked, really?
I remember that when I was young, I asked. I don't know. My grandpa was at war. I don't know. But yeah, they were really young at that age. They're really poor. So I want to ask something more. And I also heard that other people from other countries think about these things when they talk about Germany.
What do they think about?
This fault, Nazi and sowas.
But the truth is... 보고 싶어요.
Hallo. I want to make this video, weil ich bin ganz froh, dass so viele Leute hat mein Video angeschaut. Ich habe jetzt erstmal über 1000 Zuschauer gehabt. Ist richtig?
Nein.
Anyway, sometimes goes down. You understand. So we'll make more video. More funny video. Yeah. She wants to be star.
I don't want to be star.
She always say like this, but she always care about how many people watch this video. How many people watch it?
I want to know if you embarrass me.
No.